Alright, I'll put my PG 13 filter on.
My PG.
The Ricky rule is now in effect. None of those statements allowed.
Yes. The question becomes, how delayed is it? Just how delayed is it? Or is it frozen? Just start stream, immediately freezes.
Back to the drawing board.
Yeah. Here I go. Oh god. Wait for someone in here to give us crap. Wait for someone in here to tell us if the audio sounds okay.
Wow.
Concurrent viewers, 1. I think that's me. Hey, I've seen this movie. I've seen this part of the movie. Nice thing is I need like a clear-cut point at which to actually start, and then I just edit that out from the very beginning. My yellow wire. Ooh, we got 3 viewers. Look at that. Can I post in the Discord?
I did.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Oh, yeah, the photo line for it. I did the upload.
Darth Livy. Hi. Hello. Just take over Nolan's gig as we just, instead of building people's PCs because we can't actually build people's PCs, we just upgrade our own.
Cyber Gabrian coming. How mad would he be if you made that a stream?
I just I copy him to the T, like all of his mannerisms.
Yeah, I get the sub notification. The Gabarai.
What is this horror movie that I'm living in?
You gotta do that for April Fools.
I mean, it would work. I might just get going on it.
Yeah, people are there.
My whole 2 viewers. Somebody joined and left.
Howdy, neighbors.
Do we do this ASMR style? Do this Bob Ross style? What did Bob Ross say?
No, just the happy little mistakes is usually what they reference.
We're gonna make a lot of happy little mistakes here.
You're like mixing Bob Ross and
Yeah.
Mr. Rogers. It's kind of creepy when you do that.
I am Mr. Rogers though.
Huh?
I am Mr. Rogers though. Eventually, when I'm old enough.
Well, yes, but no.
Alright, we'll just get to it. I guess I'll talk about what kind of Dell we got. We got the Dell XPS 8940. It'd be nicer if it was a 6940, but here we are. It's got an Intel i7 10700, not K, a 3060 Ti, and 16 gigabytes of RAM, running dual channel. Dell finally figured something out. 500 gigabytes NVMe storage, 1 terabyte hard drive, a Wi-Fi card, a little bit of expandability, but not much. So they were just gonna upgrade the crap out of it. We're gonna throw everything and the kitchen sink at it and hope that all of this works and works okay. So we know from the actual video that we made on this thing scored like a 10,888 on 3D Mark Firestrike? No, is it Fire? Time Spy. And I'm sure we can beat that out with the hardware that I have in front of me. So for graphics, we got a 2080 Ti because it's now all of a sudden the good deal, surprisingly enough. We got an i9 10 850K that I managed to score for $330 off B&H Warehouse. Magic. 10 Intel cores for $30 a piece, $33 a piece. That's amazing. You'll need a jumper wire to make this work. Dell Y. I got a 970 Evo. It's much faster than the NVMe SSD that's already in this system, but why not? We're upgrading stuff. Why not put something that's faster in it? Even though you're probably not going to be able to tell the difference in speeds there. I have extra RAM. Now, if you run extra RAM on the system, it will work. It's just, it downclocks it to 2133 from the 2933 that the RAM that comes in it runs at, which is kind of annoying. But if you really wanted to upgrade to 32 gigabytes of RAM, you'd have to get like Dell's like $180 kit of 16 gigabytes of RAM to then put in here to add on top of the RAM that's already in here. And like that's insane. Like to pay that much for 16 gigabytes of RAM just feels bad, man. An actual cooler. This is a coolermaster T2. It's just short enough to fit inside this case. We got aluminum heat sinks from like the third video on coil line. We still have them. We got thermal epoxy to make those things stick to the motherboard, and some stuff to mix it on. I think that's really it. I don't think I'm forgetting anything here. Any thoughts or concerns from the one person watching in here? It's Nick. It's Nick because Nick supports us.
Is it really?
I don't know.
I don't think he's awake yet.
I just expect it to be Nick.
Yeah, he's not on. He's not on our group on the one Discord. So weird. Maybe he actually has to work.
Maybe. How dare him have a job?
You'd be like, damn. That's funny. Poor guys.
All of them. Man, I don't know if I should run anything in here while nobody's here, but I might just run this video again. Run it back, do it over again, an actual video, and upload it, make a live stream of it.
Yeah.
We did this in a live stream, and we did it as a video because, you know, we want all the people to be pleased. I'd like it if people jumped in here and were like, hey, why are you doing this? Hey, stop that.
What'd you title the stream?
Upgrading the Dell XPS 8940. I feel like it's a generic title. I don't know if I should make it more clickbaity.
Yeah, sending the Dell XPS to the moon. What does XPS stand for? Extreme Program Space? Dang it.
Just change that real quick. scratches back ahead. Somebody? Anybody? Alright. Turn it off. Just pull the plug on it. Goodbye.
Careful, I know what reference you wanted to make.
What? Pull the plug? Guess I have to make actual space on the table because I need the overhead camera. Overhead camera, nice. Thanks, Nolan, for giving me the idea. When I say giving me the idea, I mean just kind of pointing me in the right direction to the right camera to do this with. Ah, yeah, such a simple little system. That's probably a little bit of zoom going. Yes. I actually just prop it up with something. What can I prop you up with? Horizon box? Sounds good to me. God, such a simple system. Go ahead and pull out this 3060 Ti that if you sell, all of this will be free. It's amazing how that works. If you're not mining on it, which, I mean, honestly, you probably could mine on this in a couple 100 days or so. Somebody trying to start a car out there. Sounds like it's struggling.
Straight up not having a good time. It's okay, buddy, you can do it.
It's okay, buddy, you can do it. Alright, we got the first easy upgrade. Just drop a 2080 Ti in it. Now to get this giant card in here, you gotta kind of hook it around the edge and then expand the case a little bit. Boom. There you go. How hard was that? Now, unfortunately, you can't fit the, where's the weird standoff bracket in there? You can't really put this back in there. But fortunately for us, there's like a wire guide over here that is holding up the end of the GPU to keep it from moving. It's pretty solid in there. Now, you'll need a 6-pin to 8-pin connector. Try not to burn your house down with this. Shouldn't be that big a deal. This graphics card only pulls, supposedly, 250 watts. Only. I say only.
Yeah, just don't overclock it.
I mean, even still, I mean, the graphics card that's, or the power supply that's in here is only 500 watts, so that might be your limitation first.
450 watts are the Intel.
Let's go ahead and upgrade a CPU. Actually, let's do the M.2 first. Remove one screw. Take this little baby M.2 out of there. Oh, it's so cute. Then you have to take the standoff out. It's really nice of Dell to put a Phillips head on the standoff, so you can pull the standoff with a pull the standoff out with a Phillips head, and then put it back in. It's nice because the only two options you have for an M.2 is like this little baby length and then like the normal standard. Like there's no in between. You just get one or the other. So if you're gonna end up getting one, you gotta get pretty much the standard M.2 size, so it's not that much of a worry. 8 playbacks. Nobody's watching. So weird. YouTube, you're such a weird system. Run the screw.
Nobody's watching at all?
Kinda. It says one concurrent, but there's literally nobody chatting, so I don't know what that means. Alright, M.2's in there. Let's move on to our CPU. It's a really quick, easy upgrade, honestly, if you're thinking about it. Like, this is really fast.
Yeah.
Might not even be like a full hour. This cooler's kind of annoying because it's got like those springs on it that like force the screw back up, because obviously it's forcing the cooler down. And so when you're like trying to tighten it, the screws are being forced out at like maximum pressure. Anyone want a 10700 not K? Slow boy. Grab it, pull it out of there. Concurrent viewers, we got 2. We're up. Intel boxes are so weird. Like, you know, you can tell they have to like package it to where it displays the product. I hope the definition is okay. It's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah.
Mainly because I'm blind, but. Got your notches at the bottom side of the CPU. Actually, gotta hold it like this. Just drop it right in there. You know, up until I started doing this whole coil line thing, I'd never actually put an Intel CPU in. Like, I just never owned one. Yeah. It just never crossed my mind. I was over in AMD land just latching down my pins. Forgot to put my other CPU in here. One thing about long hair that's annoying is having it like always kind of tickle your nose, your face, and you're like, get off of me. Get off of me. Clean this off. Alright, so we got a coolermaster T2. It normally comes with the Intel like kind of push finger style hold downs. I don't know how else to describe it. Like, these usually just push into like through a board, and then you push this and it expands the little tabs here so it keeps it held down. But you have to get it off, and getting them off, it's not too hard. You just have to pry up on the little tabs on the side with constant pressure on it. And then that will come apart, and then you can get these off of the fingers in here. Can't even get it back in there. Anyway, that's how you get them off of there. Because the Dell motherboard has, like, where the case has screw downs up on the backside anyway. So you have to use screws. Go ahead and plug this fan in before I even start this. Just drop it in there real quick. Make sure it fits right. Nice. The fan gives you tons of wire. Thermal paste. It's a giant 10850K. Sure, it needs tons of thermal paste. So I got some like kind of slightly longer motherboard screws. They're a really fine thread, and then some washers. Like, if you need these, you gotta probably end up going to like Home Depot to get them, or you know, raid random PC parts. Oh god. This is super hard to get in here. Get at least one started. Put her down. Once you get one started, it's a lot easier. It's just getting that first one started. This cooler's trying to move around. Go on. Get my hand in here. There's probably some Dell engineer like cringing, like rolling over in his grave right now.
I think Dell has engineers. That's cute.
Your thought? Might just take the fan off of here. Super easy to get off. Such a weird cooler. Like, it just barely clears everything. It's kind of like getting the screws started, getting another one started, getting another one started, and then like lining it up and then actually tightening it. There's like a lot of surface mount stuff on this board that you probably should be worried about. But here I am just haphazardly tightening down this cooler. I'm sure we'll get, quote, constant pressure. I don't think it's going anywhere. Feels pretty tight on there. Let's go ahead and put the cooler fan back on. Something that bothers me just right off the bat about this system is that there's like no front fan. I can't for the life of me understand why. It's not like they didn't have space to put the hard drive in a different place. I'm gonna go ahead and reposition the hard drive, hopefully. I think it comes right out of here. Hard drive come out. Disconnect all the wires for it. And then there's like space up at the front of the case for a fan. So we go ahead and reduce, reuse, and recycle by taking the stock stock Dell fan off, put it at the front of the case to try to help feed this thing more air. I mean, we're already giving it way too much power. Really hard to get these Dell coolers off, like these Dell fans off their cooler. I'm pretty sure this is the exact same cooler that they have on like the Optiplex, like the slim Optiplex with a 4-core CPU. Can I even get this out of here? I'm just gonna give up and use the freaking Noctua, I guess. Alright, so you should reuse the stock fan, but I'm lazy. I don't feel like taking it off to then do this all again in a couple hours. Knock this off of here. Take the front off. Just prime little tabs. There's not really any screw holes for a front fan, but you don't need screw holes where we're going, especially if you're using a very nice fan like a Noctua. Zip ties. It's almost like they made these holes like in the perfect places for you to zip tie a fan onto the front of this thing. I'm sure they didn't intend this, but I intended it with my minimal research for this video. Glad that I bought like a billion zip ties. And go ahead and do this 100 times. I don't think people really understand the magic of zip tying fans to your computer.
I don't understand how much zip ties actually contribute to society.
Like somebody took a picture of the Perseverance rover. I think it's the name of it, the new one, and like it had like one of those selfie pictures, and you could see the zip ties on it. Like, yep, Florida Man definitely had a hand in putting that one together. on zip tie. So small. A quarter of the stream will just be me fighting with zip ties. Yeah, 3's probably good enough. Ain't going nowhere. Nice thing about zip ties too is they add like a layer of like vibration dampening.
Oh, Lord.
Well, like they isolate it, you know? They hover it above the surface.
Can you do a Mandalorian PC, but as a joke, zip tie everything on?
Why is everything in the show zip tied?
No, I'm talking about like as a joke. Build like an 8K computer.
Oh, just build something
zip
super.
tie all the fans.
It's like I haven't seen the show.
No, I haven't either. How mad do you think people would get?
What that I built an $8,000 PC, titled it.
And you just zip tied all the fans on. You've got like super nice Noctuas and you're like, yeah, I don't believe in screws.
I got super nice Noctua, so I don't have to use screws. That's the whole point, right? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Get rid of that hard drive tray. Put this fan screw back. Not fan screw, but just hold down. Like again, I don't understand why they didn't just put this here to begin with. I think the drive goes in there like that.
Like the front fan saved them what, $10?
If that, I mean, they at least put a rear fan on it. Like, could I put this in either way? No, I could. I could not put this in either way. I have to put it in here like this. That makes sense. Put this tray.
Like if you're wondering why you would buy an Alienware over this, it's because the Alienware has fans.
Yeah, but even still, like the Alienwares seem like they run super loud. At least people talk about them running loud. I think that's Dell's attempt at actually cooling it, where like this is just them not even attempting it. They're like, screw it, it's gonna run hot, just deal with it. Although to be fair, they probably don't expect us to do any of this garbage. I like how all these screws are the same, so you don't have to worry about mishmashing. They're all just...
Screws or screws?
Yeah, Dell over here. Go ahead and put this in this tray. It's kind of weird, too, that they made this tray different than that tray. At least I think. No, wait, maybe they are the same. Huh. Look at me, I'm an idiot. I transferred it from one drive to the... They were only holding this one in with one screw, so I thought they were different. Dang it, Dell. You bamboozled me. Oh well, at least I know that for the future. I'm interested to see how this like slot in there in the back. Trying to see how it's held down in the back. I can't remember. Or does it literally just hold on via this? I think it just... There it is. Boop. Put that in there. Why nobody comment? I want to talk to people.
Right? It's really hard to stream when there's no interaction.
I mean, yeah, I'm just upgrading this PC, like violently upgrading it too. Like, this is completely rude. This poor thing, this poor motherboard never saw any of this coming.
I wonder who buys these computers besides, like, you.
I mean, I'm sure somebody just goes to their local...
I guess your dad.
Yeah, no, he buys like, actually, he doesn't buy these...
But you know what I'm saying? Like, I guess I'm like, who would buy an XPS with this kind of hardware? Like,
Yeah.
I guess people like your dad.
Maybe, though, but... Let's go ahead and plug a splitter in, because Dell only gives you a whopping 2 fan connectors. I guess I'll plug into this one. Looks pretty clean. I'd say it looks okay. What else do we need to do? Oh yeah, we need to add some VRM cooling because those VRMs are gonna get super toasty. So hey look, we have people. When I come by and pick up my new PC. Looks pretty good, yeah. Make sure that this looks pretty good. It performs pretty good actually. Make sure that the side panel still fits on. I'm pretty sure I checked this, but nobody would expect that. Like, if you opened up like this pure white Dell and you see this kind of hardware, you're like, huh. Let's get a mixing cup going. Should just mix it over the PC. I'll leave that in frame. Change over to this one. Just mix some epoxy for this. It's kind of hard to like show this off. It's literally just 2-part epoxy. You just mix them together. Stick them on the backs of some aluminum heat sinks. Boom, you're good to go. Oh, this one's so hard to squeeze. Like you pick this thing up from like a, I don't know, a thrift store because somebody threw it away or whatever, and you open it up and it has all this stuff in it.
What a good little find that would be.
Like that would go right up to the top of PCMR. Oh, Catherine's back. Alright. Guys, which heat sinks do we use? Do we use black heat sinks or silver heat sinks? Gotta ask chat.
Yeah. I have my opinion.
Now that we actually have people watching, we're going black heat sinks or silver heat sinks? I think the black ones are slightly bigger. Damn it, Zax, why? Why do you have to break me like that? Can we not have a stream?
What?
Can we not have a stream without innuendos? Actually, I think the black one should be like the perfect shape and size.
Can't help you set it up perfectly, man.
Alright. Put some goo on them. Epoxy. So I'll line them up so that their fins are all going in the right directions. Now, this epoxy does not spread very well. Might end up being like the wrong amount per side.
Ratio.
Yeah, we're not exactly scientists here.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
We're not chemists here.
Hey, job title begs to differ.
Accidental? Yeah, if it doesn't look like I'm doing much right now, well, I'm just mixing this stuff up so that I can stick it on here. See, like the white, it's like an epoxy, a thermally conductive epoxy. Just dropping it on them heat sinks. Well, heat sinks, on them VRMs. I know words. small enough to put on. I probably have enough to put on the chokes. That should be really nice. I was kind of worried about that. My stream quality immediately falling. Stream why? Office PC, my bitrate is good. YouTube why? But probably should have put these on before. But here we are. I don't know if I can even up my bitrate. That's really weird. Why is it giving me this message? Does it look smooth for me? It looks smooth for me. Ugh. Does the stream look okay for you guys? I have to... It looks okay for me. YouTube's screaming at me about some kind of bitrate issue.
Oh. HP selling a 3070, 16 gig, i5 10400 for 1300 or 1218 with a code.
But I hate HP.
HP.
Hate P. Let's grab these with some needles.
Please tell me the top comment is something trashing HP. Please.
Don't
it's
don't make me want it more.
Worth noting, these Omen towers have crappy cooling. There's a spot to mount a 120 at the top, though.
I think their Omen line is better for upgrading. But I still hate them.
Yeah.
Just because I've got old HP pre-builts that are like, I don't want to boot unless you have all the stock equipment in here. How dare you upgrade your RAM? We're just adding heat sinks. So like, I don't know where you would get it. There's definitely a heatsink that like Dell would put on there from the factory if you get like a 10900, because I'm pretty sure the 10900 was an option on this. Like I think it was like a $500 option though, and the price that I paid for the 10850K was so much better than that. Like $330 for a 10850K is insane. And well, we're gonna overclock the crap out of it on LN2. He says I can't hear the other guy. What about HP? What are they selling exactly?
Oh, it's an Omen with a 3070, 16 gigs of RAM, and an i5.
Oh, okay.
256 gig SSD.
How much is it?
1218 with a code.
Oh, that's not bad. I mean, it's probably like 13 after taxes, but still not bad.
For $550, you can get a 10900 added.
God, 850K, man.
Yeah.
This is the way.
Yeah, man. Oh, okay. So it starts out at $9.99, and then the guy added stuff before he paid the post.
Yeah, I think that's how that usually goes on build a PC sales.
8 gigs of RAM sounds atrocious in the current year.
Yeah, but I mean it's cheaper to buy. Well, I say that.
I was like,
And HP, why you pre-builders? Why you do this?
It's really. He listed it with really only a 256 gig SSD.
I mean, SSDs are definitely upgradable. Then again,
Paying $1,200 for a system, and you can't even put Call of Duty on it.
That's pretty funny to think about. Alright, let's close up these nice and tight.
It's disgusting. It has a 37 beam.
Oh, we gotta fix the front panel, guys. It says i7 on it. Not today. The i7 sticker just slightly bigger. Ah, yes. Let's fix that real quick. Just put the i9 sticker over the i7. Alright, so if you try to flick this on right now, it would give you a message about the VRM heatsink missing. So I just took a piece of wire, folded over, like stripped it back, folded it over a little bit, just shove it in these holes. You have to short these two together, probably because the factory heatsink that Dell would put in this, if you had, you know, paid the extra $5 billion for an i9 from them. Stuff this in there. It holds itself okay. You probably want to get some like little screws to like screw that down to keep that wire in there, but for the most part, this should work okay. We're just screwing around with the Dell. Screwing around with the Dell. That's pretty much it. I mean, let's go ahead and slap it back together. Am I committing the ultimate sin here by putting the side panel on?
Yes.
I don't know how long those things take to dry. I don't know if I want to stand it up yet. All my heat sinks fall over. This stuff seems pretty tacky right now.
I wonder how conductive they are while still wet.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to keep it laid down for right now. It's because I don't want to accidentally upset my heat sinks. What? VXD. To the moon. All right. Let's change camera angles. Probably this one. Ugh. Give it some power. It's going to immediately turn on because it's a Dell and it just loves to do that. Okay, are you good? You good? Is there a power button over here somewhere? Interesting. I wonder if I shorted anything on the board by putting this heat spreaders on there. I don't want to turn on. I committed the ultimate sin by.
Yep.
I put the side panel on and immediately doesn't want to work. What am I forgetting? Either that or are my heat sinks not nice enough? Yeah, I hope they're not shorting anything out. It should be relatively well insulated. So of course my front panel isn't on here, right? It seemed really quick to not turn on though. Turn on the camera. Everything goes to crap. I mean, I didn't actually put the heat sinks on before, so. Well, the yellow wire is specifically there to short it out. But I think maybe my heat sinks are touching something they're not supposed to be. They're really relatively well put on there, though. And that one is definitely not moving. These ones still kind of move. Gabe, what did you mess up this time? Okay. Kicks off. Interesting. I'm really confused now. What did I do that would be annoying? Pop up. Like when I plug it in, it turns on. Everything spins up, but why you do me like this? I'm worried that my heat sinks are shorting out the board somewhere, which is very odd if it is. I would really like to have them because it's very scary to run your VRMs that hot. And this one is really fixed on here already. Take them off real quick. Nope, it's not that. CPU pressure. More CPU pressure. Now I'm confused. Everything was working just fine earlier.
Turn the camera on.
Turn the camera on. Stops working.
Strikes again.
Someone touching something they're not supposed to be? Is the comes on, spins up, turns off. Very interesting. Front fan? Dell, why?
What happened?
It's just not.
I was like, oh gee, it worked.
You know, actually, I didn't use this cooler either. But... Well, let's pull off a cooler real quick. Wholesome Christian PC builders. Do you know me? Do I know you? Let's try screwing with this some more. It worked earlier. But then again, I didn't have this cooler on it, and I didn't have any VRM cooling on it, so. I guess I could put the VRM cooling back because, well, that's not the problem. Something else is the problem. Pop this cooler off, pop back on the other cooler, find out where we went wrong. Is that screw even in there? I know I loosened it a little bit, but god dang. I don't know why you can't say bad words in chat. It's not like I didn't make it not for kids. Just change up how this cooler is. Tighten down. Maybe I have uneven socket pressure. One of the weirdest things about Intel. It's latched down, but I need socket pressure. Oh my fucking god. Where did the washer go? There it is. Yeah, I'm just gonna tighten down the cooler again, like, because I'm using kind of a jank method of holding this cooler down. It's not meant to be held down with screws. It's meant to be held down with those weird Intel push pin things. Clamp the living crap out of it. Immediately turns on. Just turns back off. Alright, maybe we will pull the CPU out and see where I screwed up a pin doing this on camera. You'd be like, how does anybody screw up a pin on one of these? Me screws up a pin. No, it's actually the same screwdriver that came with the Deep Cool Assassin 3. Best screwdriver. It's funny because I used this cooler with the 10700. It worked okay. And then I switched over the 10700 to the 10850 with the stock cooler. And now it doesn't want to work. Mr. Socket, are you okay? Also, Dell or Intel, why does my 10850K come like with like a pre-burn mark in the? There's like a circle right there. I don't even know if you can see it on camera. You probably can't. There's a little bit. It's like a weird dark spot on it. It's so weird. Dell, Intel, why? Dell had nothing to do with this. And knock any surface components off of this thing. All my RAM sticks seated. Unplug random things. I had just a tiny bit of thermal paste to make up for the thermal paste that I probably didn't use. I don't think it's the cooler. I think something else is being silly. Now it's getting these screws back in here. Nightmare fuel. Mr. Wheelies, your name sounds familiar. I think I did a video request that you asked for. Bondo, yes. I like Bondo. This cooler moves around a lot. At least we're getting some live stream time going here, because this doesn't want to work now all of a sudden. Surprise, surprise. Surprised, not surprised. No. Let's put the 3060 Ti back in it. I'm really running out of ideas here.
Oh, Lord.
It worked so fine earlier.
Yeah, it was great.
Why is it now giving me problems? Guess I killed the power supply. Is the graphics card gonna? No. No, that doesn't want to do it either. Oh well. Dell, why? We had it running.
Meanwhile, Dell, what did you think was gonna happen putting epoxy on it?
I've done this before. I'm a professional. Professional hack. How about that? Yeah, just put it back to stock real quick. Maybe do only the things that I did earlier. Dells just hate me. I'm so confused. I do all of my homework. And Dell just cucks me. Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah, it's always something simple. I'll have some problem with my car, and it'll be like something dumb and simple. Stock Dell cooler. This is severely inadequate. At least this pressure is more consistent.
must be a dragon spear. This is worthless.
I think that's like a super rare drop.
What are the chances? Ugh.
No, it's still just...
Oh my lord, that is wicked rare.
Yeah, it is. I've gotten a Rin Longsword drop from like Granador, which is like 1 in 20 something thousand.
Oh. So it's supposed to be 1 in 26,000 with a ring of wealth that's 1 in 2,000.
You got a Ring of Wealth on?
Yeah.
You idiot.
Why?
Because that hits the rare drop table instead of an actual drop table.
Is that a problem?
I don't know, if you're trying to get something on the actual drop table, it is.
I don't think I'm trying to get anything off the drop table.
I remember back in the day, people used to be incredibly paranoid. Alright, putting the 10700 back in.
Yeah, I don't think it's a problem. Like, there's nothing I want from Lava Giants, really.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I don't have a Archer's Ring. I have something that's slime.
Getting really annoyed here. I swear if it's my VRM cooling solution. It's so sad. I'd hate to not have any kind of cooling on those. I pulled it off, but didn't seem to work then, so it's not like... I don't know. Maybe knock some random wire off that's important to this whole ordeal going on. Well, it's running longer now after I put it back to stock, but it doesn't explain why it got like the... You know what? It might be a BIOS reset. Like it might be pulling the battery out of it. No? It just took longer this time. Also, of course, I screwed up my power button. Just take this off completely. Press the power button on its own. Oh, it's the freaking power button. The power button works now. Okay, start over, do over. Speed run this back.
Camera strat, Sophie.
No, I know exactly what I did here. I think the front panel didn't fit on quite right. And the power button is kind of janky on it, so thanks, Dell. But hey, at least we screwed it up first. I knew it had nothing to do with the garbage that I had already done and tried to prepare for this. Alright, baby steps. Baby steps. You guys wouldn't believe how long it took me to figure out how to make this work. And then to start the stream and it not work is very frustrating. But then I went all the way in, and it didn't want to work. So I'm going to show you all what happens when you don't put that wire in, and then what happens after you put that wire in. So it's going to turn on, and then it's going to turn off on its own because that's what Dells do. So it turned off. It's turning back on. And then when it turns back on, it should, yeah. So now it's going to give me a message that says VRM heatsink not detected, rear fan failure because it's not plugged in, keyboard not found, because it's also not plugged in. But that VRM heatsink not detected is the big one. So now let's try to back off and actually finish this build. Let me get my wire splitter in here. At least it gave my VRM heatsinks plenty of time to cure. Pull this garbage cooler out of here. Put this one back in for the 30th time today. Oh yeah, we're gonna change the graphics card. I was troubleshooting why it wasn't turning on, but then it turns out that I'm an idiot. Alright. I hate doing this. Little tiny screws. So annoying. Especially because this cooler wants to do nothing but like sag. And I don't want it to sag because like where this is, it's like over a whole bunch of surface mount components, and I'm like, I don't want to tighten it down over a whole bunch of surface mount components. Isn't it annoying when like the magnetism on your screwdriver only works when you're like don't want it to? You're like, no, don't pull that screw back out. It's like, no, I'm coming out. Oh wait, I need to change the screen. No, wait, wrong one. Do that one. Don't want to leave you guys out of all the fun and excitement of the inside of this pretty lousy Dell. At least it was a lousy Dell. Actually, it was pretty good to begin with. That's in there. Cooler connector, cooler fan connector. I really wish somebody sold like an 80mm AIO, because that would be hilarious to put in this. Like, not that it would be good, it would just be funny. Alright. Get this thing back out of here. Here's your different graphics card. 2080 Ti. It's older, but it will straight slaughter a poor 3060 Ti and everything but mining. It's funny how that works. I mean, it mines about the same too, but it's just it pulls a whole bunch more power. And because Dell doesn't give you two 8-pins, you just have to adapt one of them. This poor power supply does not want this adapter. It's like, no, 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 no. A different one. There we go. Adapter. Easy. And then we have to put the wire in the VRMs to trick it into thinking it's got a VRM cooler. And there it is. I'm not moving it this time because last time I cursed it. Why is that a thing? It's like closing the hood when you're done working in your car. Did I put oil in it?
Did I screw the filter on it? No.
Alright. There we go. There we go. It's gonna give you a test message, just escape. I don't want to deal with any of that garbage. There we are. Ay, arriba. Ah, so many cores. What shall we do? I didn't think I'd get this far. $2080 Ti. Now should we put the panels back together? All right. We start with crystal disc mark. It's up at the top. So this old tiny M.2 NVMe will run like 2500, 1500. Safe to say that an Evo, which they're both Samsung M.2s, but a Samsung Evo will run 3500, which is quite a bit faster. Not that anybody will really notice the difference there. This is like milliseconds loading league right there. This test takes so long. Sequential. Just gonna do the top two. Because those are the important ones. I don't even know how this like random, how the write works. Oh, there, it's testing right now. Nice. Damn, this thing at 3,300. I didn't expect it to be that fast. I thought it was only gonna be like 3,000.
No, they're pretty fast. Evos are kind of nice.
Evo's kind of quick. I'm gonna leave it at that. Please stop benchmark.
The difference between my my XPG and like my old SATA, night and day, man. That thing bodies it.
Run for a mark. I think the 3060 Ti got like a 10,000. Not that Furmark is even a real benchmark,
Yeah.
but the 3060 Ti scored like a 10,000 score. It's rather quiet. Like it's getting up in temperature. Like it's just now crossing 55-ish C. It's not too terribly hot out here. I think this score is like way higher than 10,000, like 13,000. Top temperature of 61. I don't think the 3060 Ti ran that hot, but I'm not gonna worry about that. Where's Cinematch at?
It had a bit more room to breathe though.
Yeah,
That 2080 Ti is very.
it's very big.
It's trying to breathe through 15 masks right now.
Where is hardware info? Got 10850K in this thing. Granted, they sold you one with a 10900, but it was so expensive. I want temperatures, and I'll just have some clocks there at the top. Temperatures with clocks. Tick tock. It still gets really spicy. It's probably gonna start getting loud. I feel the heat coming out of the back of it. At least the temperatures don't just go up and pin themselves at 100 C anymore. Like, you know, hanging out over 90, kind of scary, but like once the fans kick up and start really going, it starts cooling off pretty quick. Make a liar out of me. It's weird how long the fan curve takes to like kick, because it does. Oh well, a 5500 score is still significantly higher than a 10700. Even if it does still hit 100 on a few cores. Yeah, you know, pretty much all of them. Don't worry about that. Shh. I guess I have to log into Steam. Look away. So the score here to beat is like 10,888. It's kind of easy to remember. I think the chat goes away when I'm not doing anything. I have no one to chat with. I'm pretty sure the stream delay is pretty huge, so it's kind of hard. Ah, such a lovely benchmark. It's really quiet.
Yeah. Surprisingly so.
Here, ramp it up a little bit. Internet die. My bitrate just went to 0. Thanks. Thanks, internet. I have to be like, did I lose internet? Oh, now it's getting kind of louder now. Feel the heat coming out of it.
Thanks, Intel. It's kind of chilly in here.
Yeah, you kind of missed the building part. I mean, obviously this will be a VOD later, so you can go back to watch it. I mean, we put a 10850K in here. We put some VRM heat sinks. We put a faster hard or SSD. Can't really upgrade the RAM because Dell screws you over by selling you like $180 sticks of RAM, and like I'm not paying Dell that. I'm not encouraging that kind of behavior. So you can put more RAM in it, but then it downclocks to like 2133. So the 16 gigabytes that are in it are already running at 2933. So I'd rather keep dual channel and it be running at a higher speed. And then we also drop a 2080 Ti in it because it only had 2 power connectors, it fit, and it's better than a 3060 Ti, so it's an upgrade. So like, if you were to sell the 3060 Ti that comes in this thing, you could upgrade all this stuff for free. Like, if you sold this for like, and the 10700. If you sold the 10700 for like $200 and you sold this for like $1,200, $1,400-ish dollars, you could get a 1080 Ti or a 2080 Ti for about $1,000. And I got the 10850K for like 330-ish from B&H Warehouse, but that's like a stellar deal, and I don't think it's going to be something that you can regularly get. But if you were to just, toss the 3060 Ti up on eBay, you could pretty much throw anything you want at this for free. Anything that'll fit in it for free after that. Just get a 1080 Ti. Like, 1080 Ti is probably even cheaper. I'm sure it's showing its age by now, actually. I think you're in, like, Britain? Are you, like, from UK? So your currency might be different. I think I've watched your channel. Like, I've stalked you because you posted something. Or subscribed. I don't know. Yeah, you could. And honestly, the 10700 is probably going to play pretty much the same in most games as the 10850K, but we're just going full overkill here. Like, you probably could put a Founders Edition 3080 in this thing, but then you're kind of pushing the limits of that power supply. Like, it's only a 500 watt power supply, even though it's an 80 plus platinum. It's really nice. It's that 12 volt only garbage, so if you kill it, you're not finding another one super cheap or easy. I mean, maybe. I don't know how much Dell charges for it.
I mean, in theory, it should be cheaper. Because a lot of the work's being done on the motherboard now.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you're...
What's interesting is that it's easier to make them platinum because there's less work being done.
Yeah.
So then we're going to have power ratings on our motherboards now.
We're gonna have an 80 plus platinum motherboard. That'd be funny. Why is my bitrate just dying? Yeah, that FPS is a kind of a combination of it getting super hot and it having to render like even more like tiny garbage. 12,800 score. You can see it right here where I think can you see CPU temperature? Yeah, you see the CPU temperature kind of rocket ship upward right here, and as it's rocket shipping, the frame rate comes down. Why is the internet just taking a crap? No, I don't think it's the capture card. It's literally just CPU temperature throttling it, along with like even more stuff going on in that scene. Like, that scene tanks pretty much any CPU that's not like water cooled, and even then it tanks because it's asking it for so much. It's asking for so many things to render on the screen. Yeah, my internet is just crap in the bed today. So wild. The stream is like so bad out here. But at 94%. Obviously, I ran it earlier. It scored slightly higher. Probably because I had the side panel off or something dumb. Yeah, I wouldn't say that the XPS cooling is like anything to cry home about. Like, it works. That's pretty much it. Like, if I had this, I'd probably have just left the 10700, but actually put that coolermaster T2 in there, because it's cheap and it's a lot better than that stock cooler. I'm pretty sure that stock cooler is the same one that they use in like 4-core optiplexes from like 10 years ago. Give you a little look-sees inside of there. Why is my stream just crapping out? That'll be good and that won't be good. That'll be good and that won't be good. Maybe because I'm using a phone as a capture, as a Wi-Fi card.
Yeah. It might have some impact.
It's an okay phone. I do this as a personal interest. Like, I have an okay amount of income, so like I'm like, oh, let's just make videos about PC stuff because I like screwing with it, and so if I'm gonna be screwing with it, I might as well make the videos. Like, me and Zax have been doing it for like so long that like it's like, oh, let's just make some videos about it. Like, we always just screwed around with like throwing an AIO in a tank of ice water and then like overclocking to like 4 gigahertz, and we're like, woo! Those are the good old times. And now we actually have LN2 and all that fun stuff. I mean, not right now because we ran out, but when we have LN2, it's a great time. Right up until we get robbed by CPU-Z. The stream is so delayed. I'm not really sure how to fix that. I mean, I don't know, it's all just playing with stream settings, and like I think I actually have to get a real Wi-Fi adapter for this PC that I'm streaming off of because I'm just using a cell phone to tether. Yeah, like anything that you comment, it seems like it takes like 3 minutes for me to get it, so. Huge delay. I wonder if I can change the delay. Would it even let me? Won't let me change the delay this far in. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Yeah, oh, a 20% increase. Nothing to scoff at there. Screw around, play some Cyberpunk. Yeah, Ethernet also works. I should have ran just an Ethernet cord through the attic. I probably will here soon. It's just... This is all a fairly recent organization in the garage here. Also, live streaming is weird. Like, you think you're okay, and then you're not okay. I like this continue file because it puts me like directly back into a car. But you'll probably see like, I mean, it's hard to tell. I'm getting like 70 something FPS right now, but as it gets hotter, it just starts falling. Like, the more you drive, the louder the PC gets, and the lower the FPS get. Just driving around Cyberpunk, making all of the heat. Turning i7 10 8 set mode. I'm really probably in that group of people who like sees the laptop 30 series and I'm just like, so just buy a 3060 because none of the cooling solutions are good enough to keep up with the better ones. Like, I don't know. The nerve. It's really an amazing thing. Oh god. What? Am I good at driving? I guess it really just hangs out above 70 FPS. This is completely max settings, by the way. Like, I think DLSS is also on. I could be wrong. Let's make a liar out of me. DLSS is on auto. Okay, yeah, this is like completely maxed, so 70 FPS, 1080p. It's okay. It's a 2080 Ti. It does its job. Just drive over that guy. Yeah, it's really going now. I have it pointed at me so I can just really feel the heat coming from it. Open hardware info. How hot are you? Answer. It's not too bad. Drive around real quick, see the min-maxes. Nope, just driving against the wall. $60, $70. Or at least it's maintaining that frame rate. It's not going below 60. Staying above 60. Playable, yes. Nope, it dropped below. It dropped below. And come back up. Really depends on where I'm pointing the camera to, probably. Render more things. Drops down to 60. Render less things. Goes up to 70. Solid core at 91. I think with gaming it should top at like 90C, which is better than the stock cooler running at 100C in gaming too. Physics. We saw core get up to 94. Alright, I think I'll leave it at that. Guess I'll go through a quick rundown right now for the single person in chat who seems to care. There it is. The problem is, there's not really any space in this chassis for like an actual fan. Like, you can't fit a 120 in here anywhere. Like, you might be able to like squeeze a 120 in somewhere where it's like pressing up against something, but like it is so tight in this chassis that we got a small Noctua up at the front. It's not even doing anything. Mainly because the splitter probably doesn't work. I don't know, I'd have to play with that. But you got a fan at the back. It's only like an 80 mil fan. You can get it to be like What would I rate it at? I don't know. I would give this like a 7 out of 10. Oh yeah, let me change the angle for you. God, the stream delay has gotten so big.
Yeah.
Like, I think it just keeps getting wider.
Yeah, it's probably because you're getting lost. Packet loss and stuff, so it's just stretching it out.
Yeah, I think like Dell is just like in that boat of like, we don't care. It's gonna run okay. It's gonna get up to 100C, we don't care. We want it to be quiet. So some professional could have this on their desk and it's not screaming. I like to have the blue on the graphics card match the blue on the motherboard. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, tell me you wouldn't walk into like, say you went to some random store and picked up some old Dell, popped off the side panel. You're just like, huh, nice. I wish there was another fan header running around. Because it doesn't seem like the splitter actually wants to do its job. It's probably because this fan has like a lower resistance than a Noctua fan does. Probably should end the streams here soon. Getting kind of late. See if we can't get the front fan spinning. I'm just confused as to why it's not spinning, but it's got to be a resistance problem where, you know, energy takes the path of least resistance. And so you hook up a fan with low resistance, it's going to go through that one instead. Yeah, this is 100% sleeper PC status. Like, I really wish I could water cool it. But, like, all I'd have is, like, 2 80mm blocks. Well, 2 80mm, Hello? God, this is so hard to do. There we go. Yeah, okay. So if you wire the front fan in with the CPU fan, they both run okay. Nice. Any fan that's not from Dell would be better. Yeah, like you could put a 100mm in the back here. Like I could put this fan up at the front here. In the back, I just only have one running around. So I was like, screw it. Alright, dude. I'm going to end the stream. It was cool talking with you. It was really annoying building this thing because My freaking power button screwed up on me halfway through the stream, but it's working okay now. Anybody who's in here is probably subscribed, but if you're not, if you're watching this VOD, get subscribed, comment, ask me questions, join the Discord if you have any questions about this. See you guys next time.